The Sikorsky CH-37 Mojave is an American large heavy-lift helicopter of the 1950s. The S-56 came into being as an assault transport for the United States Marine Corps, with a capacity of 26 fully equipped Marines. An order for the aircraft was placed in 1951 using the U.S. Navy, U.S. Marine Corps designation of the time of HR-2S. The first prototype, the XHR-2S1, flew in 1953 and production deliveries of the HR-2S1 began in July 1956 to Marine Helicopter Squadron One, with a total of 60 aircraft being produced. The United States Army evaluated the prototype in 1954 and ordered 94 examples as the CH-37A, the first being delivered in summer 1956. All Marine Corps and Army examples were delivered by mid-1960. Army examples were all upgraded to CH-37B status in the early 1960s, being given Lear auto-stabilization equipment and the ability to load and unload while hovering. In the 1962 unification of United States military aircraft designations, the USMC examples were redesignated from HR-2S1 to CH-37C. At the time of delivery, the CH-37 was the largest helicopter in the Western world and it was Sikorsky's first twin-engined helicopter. Two Pratt & Whitney R2800 double WASP radial engines were mounted in outboard pods that also contained the retractable landing gear. This left the fuselage free for cargo, which could be loaded and unloaded through large clamshell doors in the nose. The early models could carry a payload of either 3 M422 Mighty Mites or 26 troops. For storage, the main rotor blades folded back on the fuselage and the tail rotor mast folded forward on the fuselage. The CH-37 was one of the last heavy helicopters to use piston engines, which were larger, heavier and less powerful than the turboshaft engines subsequently employed in later military helicopters. This accounted for the type's fairly short service life, all being withdrawn from service by the late 1960s, replaced in Army service by the distantly related CH-54 Tarhe and in the Marine Corps by the CH-53 Sea Stallion. 4 CH-37Bs were deployed to Vietnam in September 1965 to assist in the recovery of downed U.S. aircraft, serving in this role from Marble Mountain Air Facility until May 1967. They were very successful at this role, recovering over $7.5 million United States dollars worth of equipment, some of which was retrieved from behind enemy lines. The CH-37 was also used to recover film capsules descending from space by parachute. XHR-2S1 prototype assault transport for the U.S. Marine Corps, powered by two 1,900 horsepower R2800-54 engines, 4 built. HR-2S1 production model for USMC with modified engine nacelles, twin main wheels and dorsal fin, redesignated CH-37C in 1962, 55 built. HR-2S1W airborne early warning aircraft for the U.S. Navy, 2 built. YH-37-1 HR-2S1 helicopter evaluated by the U.S. Army. H-37A Mojave military transport version of the HR-2S for the U.S. Army. Changes included dorsal fin and modified rotor head fairing. Redesignated CH-37A in 1962, 94 built. H-37B Mojave all but 4 of the H-37As were modified with a redesigned cargo door, automatic stabilization equipment and crash-proof fuel cells. Sikorsky S-60 a prototype, Skycrane, with a skeletal fuselage with a crew cockpit at the front. Westland Westminster, unable to get government support for license production of the civil S-56, Westland Aircraft used the S-56 control systems, rotors and gearbox as the basis for the Westminster, but used their own tubular frame and twin 2,900 horsepower, Napier-Elan turboshafts for power in a flying test rig. Due to vibration they changed to a 6-bladed S-64 rotor. The private venture project was ended when Westland took over 3 British helicopter companies and their more advanced and funded projects. CH-37B, Tired Dude, is on display at the Pima Air Museum adjacent to Davis-Monthan Air Force Base in Tucson, Arizona. CH-37B is on display at the U.S. Army Transportation Museum at Fort Eustis, Virginia. CH-37B is on display at the Evergreen Aviation and Space Museum in McMinnville, Oregon. CH-37C is on display at the National Museum of Naval Aviation at Naval Air Station, Pensacola, Florida.